Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I am really excited about today's vlog. I'm going to be reading books that have been released in the month of July. I have a lot of books that I'm really excited about that have just recently come out. So we are going to be picking a few and reading them throughout this week. Do I have a full TBR of books that I've literally had on there since probably 2021? Yes. Am I going to be reading those this week? No. Our very first book that I decided to pick is The Summer Storms by Sarah McLean. This book cover is absolutely stunning. Obviously this is the Kindle version, so mine is in black and white, but the colored version of this book is just absolutely beautiful. This book came out July 8th. I'm very excited because I've seen great reviews about this, so let's get into it. Hey guys, so it's a little bit later in the day and I have literally just been reading this book. I have been flying through it. I thought I'd hop on here and tell you guys what this book is about. So our main character, Alice, comes from a very wealthy family. Her father is a billionaire, but she has not talked to any of her family members for 5 years. They've had some sort of falling out, but it hasn't been revealed what the falling out is just yet. But she gets a call from her mom. Her mom is calling to tell her that their dad has passed away and tells her that they're having a funeral for her dad. And Alice decided that even though she's kind of estranged from her family, that she would go to her father's funeral. So she travels to her family's private island because that is where their house is. And when she gets to the house, one of her father's employees passes out letters that have been written by her father for all of the siblings and their mom. In those letters, it tells them specific tasks that they have to complete if they want their inheritance. And if I'm being honest, the tasks are all a little bit odd. I'm not really understanding why he would have them do these specific tasks. For example, her brother Sam, he can't speak when it's an odd hour number, so he can't speak at like 1, 3, 5, 7. And so you're not really understanding why their dad left that as instructions for them, and they all have different ones. Kicker is that if one of them decides to not complete their tasks, then none of them can get the inheritance money. It kind of has a mystery element to it because we're not really sure why they're tasked with these tasks. There is also tones of grief in this book. Even though Alice hasn't talked to her dad in 5 years, she still is feeling really upset about his passing. I found a really beautiful quote that I wanted to read to you guys about grief, and it said, "It was strange that the nutrition label was the thing that got her. There in that pantry that smelled like her childhood summers full of heavy salt circulated by the ancient ceiling fan, surrounded by a million things that would never have made her think of her father and now would never make her think of anyone else. A fat tear spilled over and down her cheek." This book is very atmospheric because it does take place during summer and on a private island, and so this is a perfect summer read. I'm going to continue reading. I have a few errands and chores that I need to do, so I will keep you updated. Hey guys, so it's lunchtime and just had a Barnes & Noble order come in. I had a gift card and I decided to pre-order Calabasas by R.F. Kuang. I also decided to get 2 other books with it. We got Novel Love Story. I also got Lynn Painter's brand new Made for Each Other, so I'm really excited about this because I do love Lynn Painter's writing. Hey guys, so I thought I'd give you a quick little update before I do a little bit of light reading and go to bed. I am now on chapter 14, which is 59% of the way through the book. And if I'm being completely honest, it started off really fast paced, but I feel like the last 15% or so has felt so slow, but now it's kind of just dragging along a little bit in my opinion. We have officially finished our very first book of this video, which was The Summer Storms by Sarah McLean. I'm going to be rating this book 3.5 stars. I really did enjoy this book and I thought that the plot was interesting and it was very atmospheric, but I will say that around 50% mark it felt a little bit slow to me. We're going to be jumping into our next book, which is The Irresistible Urge to Fall for Your Enemy by Bridgitte. I'm really excited about this book. I've seen a lot of great reviews about it, so let's get started. It looks like this book is actually going to be a part of a duology. Sometimes I hate starting unfinished series because if I enjoy the book, I like to just go on to the next one. In the content notes, it says that this book is an enemies to lovers romantasy featuring an assassin and a healer. One thing about me is I am gonna eat up an assassin and healer trope. I am sat for this. Hey guys, so I wanted to update you on the book. I'm about 100 pages in and I wanted to tell you a little bit about the plot or what I'm understanding so far. I will say that there's a lot of words in this book that are a little bit confusing because they're made up words to describe certain things in this world. So there is a small glossary in the front that explains a few keywords that you need to know. There's a few words that I'm not 100% understanding just yet, but I think just because it's a fantasy book, it's going to take a second for me to understand certain things and what they mean. Our male character, his name is Osric, and he is the assassin. We have our female character, and her name is Aureen. I think I said that right. She is our female healer, and they're kind of in a predicament right now because Osric has something called Seath Rot, and basically what Seath is that's what they call their magic in this book. He approached our healer and told her, hey, I really need your help, and she refused to do it, so he did threaten her a little bit. But he ended up making a large donation to the healer center because what they're dealing with is a lot of kids are getting sick with some sort of pox. And so he made a large donation and said, if I donate this amount of money, you have to help me heal my disease that's going on with my magic, because if he does not have his magic, then the fellow assassins will kill him because he is going to be of no use. Kind of a moral dilemma for our female main character because she does not want to heal an assassin and she does not believe in what he stands for. Right now, I'm just kind of following that story. Definitely do not get along. This book is very unserious, almost giving me like an assistant to the villain kind of vibe. I'm gonna continue reading and I'll keep you guys updated. We're going on a little date night. We try and go on a date night every single weekend. Hey guys, good morning. It is now the next day since I've last spoken to you, about 60% in. Being completely honest, I'm fighting for my life not to DNF this book. I don't really care for either of our characters, so it makes it hard to care about the story. I'm not really loving the plot. On top of that, it seems high stakes, but it's so unserious that it's hard for me to care about it. I'm not gonna have much time to read today because I have some family coming into town, so I need to do a deep clean of my house, and while I'm doing that, I'm gonna throw on the audiobook and hope that I will be able to get through a lot more. So let's do that. It has been a couple days since I last updated you guys, I had family come into town and I really just wanted to be present in the moment. I'm still working my way through The Irresistible Urge to Fall for Your Enemy, and my goal for today is to get this completely finished. Like I said in my last clip, I am having a hard time finishing this. I have not picked this up in a couple of days, which is not a great sign because usually I fly through books if I'm really enjoying them. My sister-in-law was in town this weekend and she's a big reader as well, and so of course we did a Barnes & Noble trip. So I just filmed a haul for YouTube Shorts and my TikTok, and this is the haul. Basically, I have a lot of reading on my hands, but I am not upset about it, so I'm excited to add these to my bookshelf. My amazing husband surprised me with a drink because I told him my only plans for today is reading, so he just knows me too well. I have officially finished The Irresistible Urge to Fall for Your Enemy, and I wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update and my thoughts on this book and my rating. I'm going to be giving this book a 3-star today. I wasn't that interested in what was going on, and I wasn't invested in the characters or their mission, what they were trying to accomplish in this book. I will say towards the end I started to be more invested into the romantic part of this, but I felt like they didn't have chemistry in the beginning. I just found that some of the words that were used in this book were a little bit confusing. It did talk about medical terminology a lot, which made it kind of a harder read for me personally. I think the idea of this I really liked because it was an assassin and a healer, but I don't think I'm going to end up reading the second book in this series. Just because it wasn't for me doesn't mean that it won't be for you. So if it sounds like something you'd be interested in, definitely pick it up and give it a try. It is not very long. I believe it's around 350 pages, something like that, which I feel like is a little bit shorter for a fantasy book. Our third and final book that I'm going to be reading in this video is Lynn Painter's brand new adult romance, which is called Made for Each Other. This book came out July 15th. I'm very excited for this. I always love Lynn Painter's books because they're very fast-paced and easy to get through. So let's start reading. It is now the next day, and I may have stayed up way too late reading this book. I am now on page 229, and this book is absolutely flying by. I'm obsessed with both of our main characters. Our main character, Abby, is in school, and on top of that, she is a maid. She cleans these multi-million-dollar penthouses. Her apartment gets infested with bugs and she has nowhere to stay and she has to be out for a week, but she knows one of the tenants is usually gone. So she decides to stay at one of these multi-million-dollar penthouses for the night, but when she wakes up, she discovers that the penthouse owner's parents are convinced that she is their son's girlfriend. Their son is the one who owns the penthouse because they may have told everyone around him that he has a girlfriend named Abby, which is a coincidence because our main character's name is Abby, and so they kind of strike up a deal because he needs to keep the charade going that he has a girlfriend, and he ends up letting her stay at his penthouse if she helps him convince everyone around him that she is his girlfriend and that they're very serious. Declan feels like he's not taken super serious at his job and he wants to move up, but his boss has told him he needs to seem more like a family man because he is the youngest on the team. Just following these two's story, finishing this book this afternoon because I really don't have that much left to read. I need this hair to be up though. Main character Abby has always wanted to go to New York, but she's never been able to, and guess what Mr. Declan just did? He just flew her out first class to go to New York with him for the day. Something I'm really loving about this book is every chapter switches off between Abby and Declan's point of view. So I feel like that's really helpful because we get inside thoughts into exactly what they're thinking about each other, which I love in a romance book. I like to see both sides. I have officially finished our third and final book for this video, which was Made for Each Other by Lynn Painter. And I've said it before and I'll say it again, but I just love Lynn Painter as an author. I feel like her books are great palette cleansers. And I know that that sounds like, oh, they're not going to be that great because they're a palate cleanser, but the writing is just so fast-paced and you get so invested in these characters and the story that she writes and you want them to succeed. I'm going to be giving this book a 4-star because I not only loved both of our characters, but I also wanted their romance to succeed and I wanted them to get together because I just thought that they were literally perfect for each other. And so that's always the best in a romance, when you can root for the characters, and I found myself doing that for Abby and Declan. I was rooting for their relationship, and so I would definitely recommend this book. If you haven't checked out Lynn Painter, definitely check out her books. They are just great, easy, quick reads. Thank you so much for watching my video, and let me know in the comments if you've read any of these books and your thoughts on them.